Superior attack!
Welcome back to Superior Tech. I've been doing these videos for about, a month and a half, 2 months. So the little narcissistic voice inside my head says that you should already know why you're here. As a matter of fact, you should know who I am also. Or at least that's what the voice tells me. But if you don't, then this is Superior Tech. This is where we go over all the characters to make you a better player and so that I can listen to my velvety voice in my own headset. So, all jokes aside, I am Respecugnize, and this is Anna. So Anna here, sounds like she smokes 13 packs of cigarettes a day, but she's the mom of the group, right? This is actually Farah's mom, and we're going to leave all the personal stuff out of it and just get into the numbers. So as always, we're going to go through the kit for the character: primary fire, secondary fire, if applicable, left shift E, then go down to the firing range, see how the character works, how to play it, how to play against it. By then I've usually got alt. I go through some more cliche things that I say in every single video, and then I get you on your way. So without any further ado, which is one of those cliche things I say, we're going to look at it. Starting at primary fire, we have biotic rifle. It is this beautiful weapon we have in front of us here. It has two modes, both scoped and unscoped. Unscoped is what we have here, obviously. Secondary fire is what brings us into scope, and let's see what makes a difference in that. So unscoped, as we have here, it's a linear projectile, meaning that the bullet travels through time and space, and so you have leading and things like that, and it takes skill. The scoped in version is hit scanned, and we see, unlike Widowmaker, as soon as you press it, you're in. There's no gauge. It's just going to do its damage. So let's look at that. So the damage is 70 when you're aimed at an enemy, and it is pinpoint. It heals for 75 if you hit an ally. So unlike Mora, you do not have to use your brain to figure out which finger you're going to use, your pointer finger on primary or your middle finger on secondary. And of course, I'm talking to mouse and keyboard, PC Master Race people, you Xbox or PlayStation people, whatever console this is in. I don't know what to tell you with your hands. And right now I'm wiggling my fingers in front of my face, but you can't see it. So it's just for me and me only. The move speed reduction is down 1.9 meters per second when you're in scope. The projectile speed is 90 meters per second when it is in unscope, because of course in scope it's hit scan, which means you just put the middle of the screen, which is the reticle is always in the middle of the screen. You just put that on whatever you want to hit and click. So the rate of fire is one shot every 0.8 seconds. Or 1.25 seconds, 1.25 shots per second. And the first number, the 0.8, is unscoped, and the 1.25 shot is scoped in. So it fires a little faster, slightly faster when it's scoped in, and we'll look at that when we get to the range. Ammo is 14 in the magazine. We can see that in the bottom right-hand corner over there. And it fires the same ammo whether you're scoped or unscoped. It just automatically makes it damage or heal depending on what you're shooting at, an ally or an enemy. So the casting time is 0.25 seconds when scoped in, 0.16 seconds when out of scope. The duration is 0.85 seconds of effect, and it does not headshot, which is why Ana is used in the Anabot hitting drills, and we'll go over that. And you can see those in other videos I have looking at how to actually play the game. So product placement there. So we'll take a look at it. Here's unscoped. That's a shot, and we see that over that 0.85 seconds, it is going to do 4 hits to give us 70 damage, and it's split up. It's not evenly split across that the 4 hits in the 0.85 seconds. And here's the shot when scoped in. As you can see, there is no critical hit because, as I told you, and I never lied to you, it does not headshot. So moving on through the kit, we'll go to Sleep Dart. That is your left shift. It is a linear projectile. You do 5 damage with it, but that's not why you're going to use it. It is pinpoint, and the projectile speed is 60 meters per second, which is relatively slow. It is. And the duration for the sleep effect when it hits is 0.5 seconds on the minimum, 5.5 seconds on the maximum. So when we shoot something, she will whip out the gun and say something witty. So any damage done while they're asleep will wake them up. It's going to take 0.5 seconds for them to wake up in any damage. It doesn't matter what it is, and we'll go over that a little more later. The cooldown is 12 seconds, and it will not headshot. Moving along to E, which is Biotic Grenade, we have an arcing projectile thrown by Ana. The damage is 60, and it stops all healing done to those characters while they're under the effect of the grenade. On the flip side, if you hit an ally with it, they will be healed for 100, and it will increase any subsequent healing they take from any source by 50%. The projectile speed is 40, so it's kind of slow. The area of effect is 4 meters, which is very small. The duration is 4 seconds, and the cooldown for your character is 10 seconds, and it will not headshot. So it is an arcing projectile, and Ana here needs to go out for some professional NFL team because she's got a cannon on her. So I think to hit back there, we need to aim right about here and throw. I didn't make it, so Scorched Earth is not my thing. And as you guys can tell, I always do these in one take, no editing. Okay, so there you go. I killed one, and we see the effect there. There's a purple outline around the health and an icon above them that tells everyone that they cannot take any healing. And we'll throw it again. There you go. And she says witty things there too about pain. She's into that sort of thing, but it's Farah's mother, and so we don't say anything because you know how Farah is. So now that we're down to alt, let's go down to the shooting range and kind of look at things. So there is the trade-off when you're firing from the weapon. It is here we'll look at the rate of fire. Here I'm clicking this as hard and as fast as I can using all my World of Warcraft leveling skills, because as we know, to level faster, you need to click harder. So looking at it, we'll go back to back. Here's unscoped, here's scoped. And so scoped in is a little faster, but here's the drawback. Whenever we fire unscoped, it's pretty much silent. Unless they're next to you, they're not going to hear the gun go off. But while you're scoped in, there's the telltale sniper streak. So unlike Widow, where she has the supersonic crack noise of the bullet because she's firing a natural projectile, you don't hear the bullet crack from the gun even when she's scoped in, and it does not have the wind noise or the noise of the bullet going past you when there's a miss. So you are a little safer than Widowmaker as far as them finding you, but not much more, because once again you are going to leave the telltale streak from them to you. So you're going to have to use the same hopeful displacement tactics that you should as a sniper, meaning hint hint, whenever you're sniping, don't just sit there sniping, because snipers are in this game, they have been they've been balanced against their health. It's not like other games where, you know, you're a sniper and you have the same health pool as everyone else, and so it doesn't matter as much that you displace after you shoot. In this game, you really do. And so you can also look at the damage, the 4 ticks that I was talking about. When you heal, it just streams in. There's no ticking on the heal. There's only ticking on the DPS. Okay, going into left shift, I'm going to tell you the truth. I'm not really good with it. It is, there's a learning curve for the trajectory of it because it's relatively slow. What I will tell you is if you are not good with it, and I'm not, I have a player on our team who is amazing at it. If you've ever watched any games where I just happen to be looking at him when he shoots it, I've seen him sleep dart a Tracer when she comes out of the blink, just bow and hit her. I'm not that good. So if you're not good like me, I will say that you should probably be practicing one. But until then, you will almost always be able to hit the Roadhog. And I can tell you from personal experience, when I used to play Roadhog a lot more, yes, I was constantly getting hit with that sleep dart. His hitbox is huge and he moves slow, and so it's kind of easy to hit him with it. Doomfist, the same thing. If you watch my Doomfist plays, you know that I get sleep darted a lot because that is a huge hitbox. Diva is the next one that I play that gets hit with. Outside of that, I don't get hit that much whenever I play any of the faster characters, and that's probably for that reason. Another thing I've noticed is I do a little better whenever I use my and there's the fail, but I do a lot better whenever I'm zoomed in before I shoot, just because there is a little bit of zoom in the scope. It's probably like 1 or 2 times. It's not anything huge, but also because I have the reticle. This is a custom reticle that I set up. It helps me with a lot of characters, and then this larger cross helps out a little more. It's like I was able to hit that one just because I use the cross itself as a speed gauge. So see, I'm using the arm of the cross to know where they're at. And so something like this may help you out a little bit more too with your sleep darts. But it takes a lot of practice to get it, or maybe you're naturally talented. I'm not. So that's the sleep dart. Now, on going back to the primary fire, you can damage enemy turrets, both Symmetra and the Turbjorn, but you cannot heal them. You cannot heal your allied turrets with it. So the same thing with the sleep dart. You cannot sleep dart an enemy turret of any type, but that just makes sense because it's biotic, right? All right, so E is your biotic grenade, and going over it quickly again because it is important. It does damage enemy heroes, but mostly it gives you this thing where they don't have the ability to be healed right now. So as you can see, I threw that down and in front, and I was close for a reason. It's not that I think that you should be running up and spiking grenades into stuff, but I wanted to at the same time show that it is a way for Ana to heal herself. Usually because you're going to be playing far back, even behind your other supports and your healers, who are going to be mobile. You may be back with Zenyatta, but for the most part, Mercy is going to be forward, Lucio is going to be forward, and so it is an ability that you have and a way to heal yourself if you do take some counter sniper shots from another Ana. If you take some hit scan shots from like a McCree, or if a Widow does not get the headshot and murder you, then you do have the ability just to heal. But because it does have an AoE effect and it does damage, it is a great thing to use in a furball between your team and the other team, because just like your shot, it doesn't have any differentiation between whether it's a good guy or bad guy for you. The game automatically does it. So if we had a bunch of our characters contesting a point down there and we just lob that into the middle of it, it's going to give us the ability to then fire some other shots in and heal our guys better. It'll also help with the Mercy. Lucio needs a lot of help with throughput. He's not the most effective healer, but it will make his AoE 50% more effective, and it will also stop the enemy team from healing. It will shut down Transcendence for a little while because there is the time on it. It's 4 seconds of duration, which is about the same time, if not the exact same time as a Transcendence. So just pressing E will stop the Transcendence from saving the team, and you can completely counteract an ult with a single button. So keep that in mind. It is a good thing to use, and you should be using it a lot. So that brings us to the ult, which is Nano Boost. Nano Boost is a hit scan projectile. It increases the damage of your allied hero by 50%, and at the same time reduces the damage they take by 50%. The duration is 8 seconds, and it takes 1,650 points of charge to get the ult out. So all you're going to do is find someone that you want to boost. You press Q. She's going to hit them. They will have this blue lightning and glow to them for you. They will have red lightning and a red glow to your enemy. And we've already said what it's going to do for them. So with your targets, you probably want to go for someone that has some type of channeled ult. We're talking about like a Dragon Strike from Genji. The Genji Ana combo is one of the classics. It's very deadly because it gives some more survivability to that Genji, who is a relatively squishy character. But ultimately, it's because it is going to increase the amount of damage he does by 50%, and he was already doing a lot of damage. So that is one way to go with it. Let's say like a soldier using the tactical visor. You could even think about using it with a Roadhog, because as a tank it's going to reduce his damage even more. It's channeled in the whole hog that he has does not do a lot of damage, but with 50% increase it makes it where it's doing some decent damage, and it's going to get obviously more kills than it would before. You could use it on non-channeled characters, but you're just going to get so much out of it, so much more out of it on a character that's doing channel damage than one that doesn't. Okay, so that is Ana in a nutshell. And on a side note, I do realize that with the recent patches, we do need to go back through and make some more videos for Doomfist. Other people got stuff done to them like Sombra, etc. They've all had some slight patches, but they do change the way the game is going to play. And of course, we are anxiously awaiting the new tank Wrecking Ball so that we can do a video on that. So I'll say, as I always do at this point, if I make any mistakes, then let me know. And the same thing as patches. Now, I'm surprised none of you have been yelling at me about doing the patch videos, but maybe you just had the trust that I would catch it, or you listen to the fact that I always say, well, be patient, because I'm not the best player. I'm just trying to get there. That's how I end every video. So maybe you guys were just being patient. But I will go in and make those videos, I promise. Give me a little time, because I'm not the best player. I'm just trying to get there. All right, that was a joke. So, yeah, if I did miss anything on this, or if you know anything, put it in the comments down at the bottom. I'll get to it. I'll read everything and try to respond, or so that the community can give tech and help to each other. But, you know, try to be nice, guys. So I will get to those videos, and this was Ana in a nutshell. A very good player, a very good character to pick to put those two together. Her ability to heal from the backfield from way far back, with sniping it, being able to snipe in and just simultaneously damage and heal at the same time, is actually very utilitarian. And just like other characters, then sometimes it's all about building that Q ult. Nano boost on a channeled character is insane. So keep that in mind. That is the reason why some people are playing them. And she is still viable, although everyone's still screaming for boost to her. We'll see what happens. But that's the character. If I did make any mistakes, you already know what to do. So I will say, just have patience with me. I'm not the best player. I'm just trying to get there, and have fun, guys.
Respecugnize game when I get on the move. Respecugnize game on Twitch and YouTube. Respecugnize, we the cool for the new and old school. I'ma show you how to do it when I do it so smooth. Respecugnize the truth, respecugnize the new online game time, game on